guys, welcome to Appalachia's Homestead. Good morning. Questions coming in. How do you stay well? Why are you not sick? What are some of these things that you're doing? How do you have the energy to do all that you do all day long? Well, I'm going to show you. Okay, so the first thing that I'm going to talk about is I have found that these things work very well for me. I have multiple issues. We've talked about them before. I tend to have gastrointestinal flare-ups. I think that's due to stress. It also is due to diet. I have noticed that the more that I farmstead and do the things that I'm doing and produce my own food, that when I pull away from it, if I pull away from it too much, that I tend to have issues. If I allow situations to upset me, people to upset me, different things like that, I notice that I can also have a tendency to be upset. That's just stress related. You gotta cut the toxic people. You gotta cut the toxic situations, because when you can't get up and go and produce on your farm because someone else's behavior, that's controlling your life. Cut them, shuck them like corn. But in general, when I come off of raw milk is typically when I have my biggest problem. I've mentioned it before. Last year when I dried Miss Belle up, very quickly after I dried her up and my raw milk ran out, within 2 weeks I fell into basically having like flu-like symptoms. Number one, and then my whole body crashed in terms of a gastrointestinal major issue. I lost 9 pounds in a week. It got to the point where it was being questioned whether or not I need to even be hospitalized. So I switched to the GAPS diet. Now, I have done a lot of these things off and on over the years. Probiotics, apple cider vinegar, certain essential oils, and all of these things. Even ginger. We've talked about these things. I've made videos on them. I was doing these things before we ever even moved up here, which is almost 4 years ago. But I put it all to the test last year. I'm putting it to the test now. And I'm telling you, the more consistent that I am with these things, the better that I'm faring. I'm not on raw milk right now. She's dried up. She's bred. I've got to wait. And I'm not buying raw milk from someone else. I personally feel I like to know what I do with my own milk and how that's treated for me. It's a personal preference. So nonetheless, I have to find ways to deal with this, which we're talking about getting another dairy cow if my dairy goats don't work out. It just depends on what's going on. But I have to make these things work. I have to make my gut work. I have to make my body work. There's too much going on. So we're going to talk about some things you've seen before. They're right down here. Let me show you. Okay, some of this is simply a reminder from other videos. So I have a video on my morning routine, okay? And I talk about the things that I do every single morning, which includes oil pulling. Already done it. Boom. I drink about a cup of water with about a tablespoon or more, it's probably a little bit more right there, I just put it in there, of apple cider vinegar. I'm telling you, it makes a huge difference. And then I take certain supplements. I also am very big into Germ Fighter. You can buy Thieves from Young Living if you have it. That's the same idea. I use this every single day, okay? Especially during the winter months. It's a big deal to me. These are some of the things that I do. Now, if you get sick, I have a video on my homemade cough syrup. Haven't even had to use it yet. No one's sick, knock on wood. Look that up. It's a big video for me right now. Everyone is trying it and loving it. You will love this Old Timers cough syrup. Here is what I want to talk about. Ginger. This is an odd thing to a lot of people, and it absolutely should not be, because let me tell you why. It's in every grocery store you shop at now. It's even at Walmart. You just got to look at it. Look for it. Look at it. Look for it. Grab it, okay? I'm telling you, had I not gone on ginger tea last year, I would have been placed in the hospital. That is how serious it was. When you have a crashed body system and you get on the GAPS diet and you start slow to build, the two things that you turn to first is ginger tea. Boom, right there it is. The second thing you turn to then, because you have to start putting nutrients and nutrition and all these things back in your body, was homemade chicken broth, okay? Have another video on that. What you do is you're going to buy the ginger. It's not expensive, and a little bit goes a long way, okay? You don't have to use a lot. It's pretty strong. But I'm going to make a tea this morning, and I have my Egyptian tea that you've seen on another video. But I know it's like I'm rehashing some stuff, but I just want to stress how well this is working for me, and I've tested it differently now. So I'm just going to make simple ginger tea. This is so crazy, your 4-year-old's going to be able to do it, okay? Well, I mean, you know what I mean. So all you're going to do is slice your ginger, and you're going to see that it slices just like this. It looks like a root, doesn't it? It looks like you've been out there pulling up tubers out of the ground. You're literally... Yes, right. Shake your head. Yes. So you're just going to slice it. Now, you know, I just literally cut slices. You're going to take off this rind, if you will. It's very thin, very easy to remove. I don't have a set system. I put in 2 or 3 cups of water. You can put it into a tea kettle. You can, you know, you're going to steep this. You're literally going to bring this water to a high temperature, okay? And then you're going to put the ginger in, and you're going to let it steep. You're just going to let it just simmer. You're just going to let it flow. It's going to infuse. You want to do that for a good 15 to 30 minutes. Okay, depends on what your time situation is. So let's do that, and we're going to show you how awesome this is. All right, guys, it's ready. That one little piece floating in there. You can strain this out, but that's just too much trouble right now. We just go for it. If I've got a little extra piece of ginger in there, we just fish it out. It's no big deal. Now, in a previous video that I've made about what I call Egyptian tea, and that's because I add cinnamon. I'm crazy about cinnamon. You guys know this. I love cinnamon and lavender. Story of my life. But you can add different things to this, okay? Some people call it, immunity, immune boosting tea, your turmeric tea. I call it Egyptian tea because I add cinnamon. Some people, there's all kinds of different things that, starting with ginger and what you add to it has all kinds of names, okay? But I'm telling you, whether you add whether you add turmeric, a little bit of milk and honey, lemon, cinnamon, whatever. You can keep going with this, but I'm telling you, this right here, these 2 ingredients, ginger and a little bit of honey for just a little bit of flavor, saved me last year. I'm telling you, I would have been in the hospital had it not stopped. So I am finding that not only does this soothe my system, but it also seems to continue to help with keeping me strong in terms of my immune system. So the whole point of this video is all about the ginger. What you add beyond that is completely up to you. So I'm going to let my honey has crystallized because it's been so cold, but it'll go. And then you can add a little, like I said, lemon, honey, turmeric, all of the things above cinnamon, but start with the ginger. Thanks for watching. We appreciate it. Check us out on Facebook, Instagram, and Pinterest. Don't forget about our giveaway. I know it's dark. I don't have it on. We have a huge giveaway going on from Gardener Supply Company. They rock, okay? They really, really do. It's time to sip on this and enjoy some duck egg omelets. How about that? Thanks for watching, guys. Have a great day. We'll talk to you soon.